everyone, Larissa here, and this video comes to you via Houses and Trees, where I blog about sustainable design, sustainable living, sustainable everything. My aim is to help you green your home and your life. So if you have not visited Houses and Trees yet, I would really love it if you would do so. You can subscribe over there to my monthly newsletter. Let's be tree huggers together. Welcome to my partially decorated living room for Christmas. The reason that it is partially decorated is because I want to decorate with you right now. And at the same time, I am going to talk about 3 ideas that I have for creating a simple and sustainable living room during the holidays. I tend to only decorate my living room for Christmas. I'm not somebody who decorates every room and who has multiple trees. That's just not my style. If it's your style, that's great. If you're interested in kind of having just more of a simple, laid back, minimalist, rustic, eco-friendly sort of Christmas this year, keep watching for those tips. As you can probably see, I already have my lights on my tree. I have the tree topper on, and I have some ribbon on there, and I have my stockings hanging up in the corner back there. So I'm just gonna show you some of the decorations that I have that are actually gonna go on the tree, and then afterwards I'm going to decorate my mantle, which is my favorite part of my living room and my favorite thing to decorate at Christmas time. I just had Devin go out onto our land and cut some branches, like little twigs off of the trees. I promise the trees will be fine, they're massive trees. And I am going to stick them in our tree to make our tree look less groomed and a little bit more wild. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna put up the decorations. Organized the Christmas ornaments that I'm going to be putting on the tree right now into 3 categories. So this is my nature-inspired pile. This I bought from a local store for my daughter because she really liked it. And these here are actually, I had like a garland that I bought from a local store as well. And I pulled some of these off and just made them into like little ornaments. I bought these as well from a local store. It's actually from our antique mall that we have close to our house. And they're not antiques, they also have like handmade things there, but they're like little pieces of wood into little shapes for Christmas, like cute. And then I decided, I don't know why I love this guy. Like he kind of, as you can see, he doesn't really match my other stuff, but this was given to me by my sister-in-law many years ago, and it's a penguin, so I was like, hey, a penguin is part of nature, so sure. And then also this bird was also given to me, I believe, by my sister-in-law. So that's category number 1, using decorations for Christmas that are inspired by nature. Category number 2 over here, these are handmade things. So this one here was given to me by my friend, and it has little pieces of book pages inside of it, and it's from The Wizard of Oz. See, it says right there, the lion. After she gave this to me, I thought this was such a great idea, so I actually made a whole bunch like this for friends and family members, but instead of using a book, I just printed out, I like you forever, I'll love you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby will be, and then I put a whole bunch of those inside of it. I gave that as gifts one year. My friend made this for me and gave it to me last year, and I just love it. It has a P, that's like my family's last name, like my married last name. It starts with a P, and then there's like a little, like tiny book right here inside this nutshell. Sorry, I should close it and show you what it looks like. And then you open it. It's from Little House on the Prairie. This little book part is from that because my friend, I work with her, and also I teach her daughter's dance, and one year they had a dance called Homestead, and we talked a little bit about Little House on the Prairie because they were homesteaders. And then other things that I have, these were made by my husband's grandmother and given to my daughters. I love how they have this little bead on it. And then these here, these 3 here are like handmade ornaments that people bought on trips and gave to us. So this one here is like a hand-painted thing from Finland. This one here is a hand-painted from Panama. And this here is, I don't know where this is from. I think it's from the southern United States. And I love this one too. I don't even actually know if it's supposed to be a Christmas ornament, but I always put it on our tree because I think it's really beautiful. All right, so that's category number 2, handmade things. Okay, and then category number 3 are vintage/vintage inspired things. So I have these three here are actual like vintage ornaments. This was, honestly, it's gotten to the point that I don't even remember. Oh, it is Devon's. I don't even remember which ones were originally his and which ones were originally mine. But this one says Dev 88. And then this one here I made when I was a little girl. It's a little cross stitch of a wreath. This is one of my absolute favorite decorations of all time. This one here is actually also Devon's, but it's like this little train. Like, I don't know why I love it so much. It's just so delicate and pretty. Yeah, I love it. And then these things here are, again, these are all from local decor stores. And these are all things that are just kind of, they're new, but they're like handmade or vintage inspired. So I don't know, I have this like safety pin. I don't know why, I just liked it. And this star, this kind of rustic looking other star, and then this metal heart that I also liked. Okay, this is also sort of part of the last category, but sort of also like a secret category number 4. This is stuff that is not really vintage, but I've had it forever. These here, I bought these for my very first Christmas tree when I was in my early 20s. The top of like a Christmas tree that you put together. It was just the top piece though, because I had a really small apartment. And so I lived with my sister back then in an apartment. And so I got these, and I have had these on every tree that I have owned since. Just every Christmas I put these up because they just add like such a nice little sparkle. Don't remember where I got them from. Had them forever. And then these I've also had for forever, and these were from my mom. These could probably go in the vintage inspired pile as well, because they're these like kind of vintagey looking snowmen with bells on them. And then these I've had forever too, and I also think they're from my mom. They're little like twisted candy canes, and they're really easy to bend. Like, see, you can bend them and put them back in place. So when my first daughter was a baby, her first Christmas she was like 3 months old, but her second Christmas she was like 1 year and 3 months old, and she would pull these off of the tree and like mangle them, and they were just mangled like all the time again. So these ones I've had for quite a long while as well. So the tree is all decorated, and now I'm gonna move on to the mantle. So I'm gonna show you some of the things that I have to put out, and then I will put them out and you can see how it goes. I don't really know how I'm gonna decorate the mantle, other than I know I have the stuff to go onto it, but I'm just gonna feel my way through it and see what happens. So here is my mantle stuff, and as you can see, the theme is trees. Okay, we do have one star. Right there, there's a star. Once more, we have handmade things, our nature-inspired things, and our vintage/vintage inspired things. This wreath, I made this. This here I also made, and there's a video for that. A link to that video. And then this here I also made, just like a little snowy tree globe thing. And then it has like a little candle inside of it. See, it still works. These are just from, the wild. Twigs from the wild. So I got it already, and now I'm gonna see how things go up there. Well, and like all normal people, I also have log slices just like sitting over in the corner of my living room, because that's like a thing, right? Okay, I just went downstairs into the basement and I got some other stuff. I've got like a little stump from a birch tree, and then I've got a bunch of driftwood I got in the mountains. And then I have this, I made these quite a while ago. I have a few of them, and they often pop up in my decor videos, and I always like to put this somewhere in my Christmas decor as well. Okay, so it is now the next day, because after my battery died, I lost the daylight. So I finished doing my mantle, and here it is. I decided that the problem with why I wasn't liking it was because of the star. I mean, I love the star. See, there it is right there. But I was like, it just doesn't feel right to have a star up with all of the trees. It should be all trees all the time. Let's go from left to right. That's my sign that I made. I've got some branches in the mason jar, pine cones. This is a piece of driftwood I got in the mountains. This is that wreath that I made. Tucked back there is my shed deer antler. And then I added in the little tree stump with my book page orb on it. And then this here, so I made like a garland a few years ago with little mini book page orbs. I always meant to do a tutorial about that because I feel like that's just a really cute thing. I would love to do like a lot of them one day. That's all I have right now is just that small one. And I would love to do like my tree with them. That's my plan for one day. But I just decided to put them onto that tree and I think it looks really cute. And I even wrapped it around so that it's on this little bottle brush tree here too. I got those 3 trees, a whole little tree, little cluster here. And then here is that mason jar tree globe that I made. And then here's just a close-up of the tree. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.